I'm Dave McHugh, and this is my D3 report from FDU-Florham in Madison, New Jersey, where the Stevenson Mustangs came in and won 55-22 over the Devils. Stevenson improving to 3-0 on the season. First time in their young history they've won 3 games in one season. For the Mustangs, it started early, and it was often on the ground game, getting lots of opportunities up the middle with big runs from Trey Lee, who ended up finishing with 158 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Big holes from the offensive line set up a lot of those. Stevenson would jump out to a 7-0 lead. That would be responded quickly by FDU-Florham. They would make it 7-7. Then Stevenson would respond back immediately 14-7. It was actually a rather back and forth first quarter. Things slowed down a little bit in the second quarter, and Stevenson led pretty big at that point. And in the third quarter, things actually really ground to a halt. But that's where Stevenson's defense stood up, actually returning their second fumble return for a touchdown in as many weeks. So now Stevenson up big. FDU-Florham didn't have many answers at that point. The Mustang defense certainly locked down at that point, though it was good defense from the Devils in the third quarter. At one point, Stevenson hadn't even gotten a first down in about 3 or 4 possessions. But from there, Stevenson poured it on. A couple big plays through the air and on the ground, and again they get the win 55-22. Again, Stevenson 3-0. They're also now 2-0 in the MAC, and that's important as they stay on top of the MAC with an upcoming game against Delaware Valley next week on the road. Leaders for Stevenson, again, Trey Lee, 23 carries, 158 yards, 4 touchdowns. His longest in the first quarter was 48 yards. John Kasparovic, the quarterback, threw for 11 for 17 for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. That's a grand total of 7 touchdowns for the Stevenson Mustangs. Pensamintino played for the first time and got a touchdown late in the game for 55 points. Receiving, Chris Cooper, 3 catches, 69 yards. Those were those 2 catches in the air for the touchdowns were from Chris Cooper. For FDU-Florham, Craig Kimbrough led the team in rushing, 14 carries, 137 yards, and a touchdown. Michael Santos threw 33 times, I should say. 22 catches, 1 interception, and a touchdown, 215 total yards for him. And receiving, the big number there, Doug Van Orden, 5 catches, 65 yards, and Furcillo, 5 catches, 55 yards, but no touchdowns for either. Again, Stevenson winning 55-22. In a big game for Stevenson. Some could have considered this a trap game with the big win against Albright last week, looking ahead at Delaware Valley, but they come in here under the lights on a Friday night against the Devils and improve to 3-0 and 2-0. FDU-Florham now 1-1 and 0-1 in the MAC Conference. I'm Dave McHugh for D3Football.com, and I hope to see this D3 report on D3Football.com.